You're listening to Cafe LA here at 89.9 KCRW. I'm Tom Shnabel, and I'm very happy to welcome Lyle Mays and a group of all-star musicians, Bob Sheppard playing tenor saxophone, Dave Carpenter, welcome him back to the studio, and Peter Erskine nestled over there in the corner, and I can't even see him, but I know you're there. So I'll say hi everybody.
Hi, Tom.
Hi, Tom.
Jeff Hogan is the fifth member of the band. He's been working hard to get the sound right. And what can I say? We're very, very happy to have you here. I'm going to sort of turn it over to you and let you introduce the first song and take it away. Lyle Mays.
Well, thanks, Tom. Actually, Bob Sheppard is one of the most versatile sax players. Not only is he known for his tenor work, but he's also a great alto player, soprano player, clarinet, flute, you name it, bass clarinet. So this was an idea of a tune I wrote recently to feature Bob on the alto. We don't have a title for it yet, but if people come to our gig at Rocco's this Thursday, we'll have a title by then, I promise. So this is right now just a slow blues, but we'll have a title soon.
Lyle Mays performing live here at Cafe LA. Bob Sheppard playing saxophones. Dave Carpenter, our bassist, and Peter Erskine playing drums. Welcoming pretty much everybody back to the studio, I guess, except for you, Lyle Mays, and this is your first time in here.
So. It's actually my first time too, Tom. You've never had me here.
Oh, come on, Bob. Have you been in here?
Serious.
Really?
All my friends have been here, but this is my first time.
Oh, okay. Well, rub it in.
I'm really glad to be here.
Well, good. We're really glad you're here, too.
Argumentative.
Lyle Mays, where have you been? You're living here in Los Angeles?
Living here and loving it.
That's great. Well, I hope that you'll be recording something else soon, or that you have something else, because it's been years since your last record, Fictionary, came out.
There's this pesky issue of keeping Pat happy with the Pat Metheny group, and he keeps us on the road and in the studio. So that's a big part of my life, as many people know. But I do actually have a record in the can. I just finished a solo MIDI piano record. We're calling it Improvisations for Expanded Piano, because I took all the MIDI data of what I improvised and orchestrated it. So that's ready to go. It should be released early next year, maybe March or April. So there is something ready to go.
Terrific. Will you introduce the next number, please?
We're going to do something now called Hard Eights. It's off the record you recently held up for the viewing audience, the Fictionary. And it's kind of, the title kind of describes it. The eighth notes played hard.
Lyle Mays is performing live, Bob Sheppard playing saxophones, Dave Carpenter, and Peter Erskine playing drums. It's so nice to have you guys in here, and we sure like that last piece.
Oh, thanks. It's an honor to be here. You know, I listen to this show all the time. It's kind of wild actually being here.
That's about the nicest compliment that I could ever expect to get. You know, Lyle, you as the keyboard player for Pat Metheny, the textures of his music are so dense, and it's so complicated, and yet you do these rhapsodic cascading solos that build from like almost silence into these just incredible rhapsodies of sound, but it's nice to hear you playing, too, with a smaller group and a straight-ahead way, and I think that's the part of Lyle Mays that we don't get to hear as much, the people don't get to hear as much. Is there sort of a balance there?
It's kind of funny, because when the group started out, we were so young. We were kind of determined to make our mark and come up with a sound that was unique to us. So I spent most of my early career developing synthesizer sounds and really getting the handle on that technology. So as you say, the music that we've done, people often think that it's Pat's music. I've been writing with Pat since the start. The sound of the group, the style of the composition is more a result of the interaction of our two personalities. But anyway, people should know that my background, as well as Pat's, is really in jazz. That's my first love. That's what I cut my teeth on. Along with all the classical music that I was listening to then, but the stuff that was the most fun to play was jazz. It's just that early in the career, if we would have gone out as a jazz quartet, we would have been written off as just another bunch of young guys playing jazz.
Mm-hmm. Did you come out of Berklee School of Music, like Pat?
Actually, I came out of North Texas.
Oh, okay.
But it's a similar environment in that there's a lot of hungry young musicians there and jam sessions every night and all of that.
I'm delighted to have everybody here. Peter Erskine, Bob Sheppard. I can't believe, Bob Sheppard, you haven't been here before, but I accept that.
I may have. I just might have forgotten.
Okay, now look. Now he's changing his tune a little bit.
No, actually, I would have remembered this the studio. It's a great place. As well. I listen to this show all the time. I really look forward to your show, Tom. And I've always wondered what it looked like in here. And it sounds great playing. It's really nice to be here. Thanks so much.
This is it. Yeah, it's not bad for a basement, huh?
It's wonderful.
Dave Carpenter and Peter Erskine, it's so great to have you back here. And I think we're ready for the next song. Lyle Mays, what's it going to be?
Well, this is there's a little story behind this one, because when I recently moved into my new place, which has a pretty inspiring feel to it, a very beautiful view and very peaceful, I wrote about an album's worth of music for this project that Bob and I have going in the first 10 days that the rig was set up. So this is actually the first piece that I wrote in my new house, and it's called Leota Lane, named after a fairly famous B-movie actress in the 40s. So this is Leota Lane.
Lyle Mays, Bob Sheppard, Peter Erskine, Dave Carpenter performing live here on 89.9 KCRW and Cafe LA. Lyle Mays with Bob Sheppard, Dave Carpenter, and Peter Erskine here playing live on Cafe LA, and what a privilege and a treat and a pleasure it is to have all you guys playing this wonderful music. How great everybody sounds too, thanks to our engineer Jeff Hogan. You project a big symphonic sound as a keyboard player, and I imagine that you have listened to a lot of classical music because you sort of project that big sound. Am I right there?
Well, actually, there's a lot about acoustic music. I mean, classical music embodies some of the best of acoustic music. The jazz tradition embodies some of the best of this. I was talking to a friend the other day about how fortunate we are to be possibly the last generation of musicians that had to learn how to play in an ensemble, whether it's classical or jazz, on acoustic instruments before we went on and explored the technology. But yes, the huge orchestral music that I've listened to all my life, and all the chamber pieces that I've been writing, training myself to really think compositionally, is a big part of my influence.
Seems like that's something that can't be just learned. I mean, maybe some people are gifted, but a lot of people are making music with computers now who really, you don't have to be a musician anymore. You just have to learn how to have a musical sense and have a computer.
And it sounds like it.
Yeah.
A lot of the music, it sounds like somebody got a new toy and it's just, gotten through the first page of the manual, and that's about as sophisticated as it gets. So.
Do you think that's going to sort of come around, that people are going to sort of start going back to music school, or that,
No, not until there's a demand for it, really, I think. I don't know. What do you think?
I don't know. I don't know. I think that people will continue to make music with computers, and some people are more gifted than others. There's a lot missing there, though. I'll say that, and it's a treat to have some musicians of your caliber in here. And believe me, as far as we're all concerned, all of us in here, it doesn't get any better than this. I think we have another song. Ready?
Sure, we can do another one. And this is also a piece off the trio record Fictionary that I did with Jack DeJohnette and Mark Johnson. It's named for a town in Europe, Siena, and it's one of these beautiful old walled cities with the inner courtyard, and it's just kind of had this languid mood about it. So
I remember going there once.
Oh, you know Siena.
A little bit. I remember the narrow streets and the big clock tower, and
it's
beautiful it is.
So this may not remind people of Siena, but this was the mood I was in after being there.
Lyle Mays is performing live here on KCRW's Cafe LA. What a privilege it is to have you, Lyle Mays, with Bob Sheppard playing tenor saxophone and other saxophones, Peter Erskine, our drummer, just caressing the drums, and Dave Carpenter. You know, one thing, Joe Frank just came in here for a second, and we were talking about you, and I just said, there's a sense of touch. There's just a sound, and you get the sense of the touch that you have. And the only other person I think that really has that sense of touch, for me anyway, is Keith Jarrett, the way that they just touch the keys and play the keys. Is that something that sort of keeps you connected to the acoustic piano as a tactile thing? It's a way of getting the sound and the variation of sound.
Actually, I have to say, I come at music, even when I'm improvising, I always come at music from a compositional standpoint, and I'm busy thinking about compositional issues. I'm trying very hard also to orchestrate as I'm playing. So if I've developed a touch, it's by accident, because I haven't worked on that. I'm just trying to be as true to myself in the music I hear, but it may just be an artifact of finding my compositional voice. I'm not sure.
It's interesting. I remember sort of on the three different places on the board. There's Keith Jarrett, who we know will never play an electric piano. George Duke, I remember, got up on stage once and was playing the acoustic piano, and sort of after the first song said, "Man, I have forgotten how hard this thing is to play. I have to start practicing again. My fingers are tired." And then Joe Zawinul, who just gives you a dirty look if you even mention the acoustic piano, because he doesn't want to do anything except his fancy stuff. So I hear Peter Erskine, I hear you laughing back there.
Well, Joe will give you a dirty look for any number of reasons.
Talk to my manager. I don't know. I don't know if I'm asking a question. I guess
well,
that
I
there's
can
something.
answer it.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Good.
I think the question was clear in there. But actually, my next record is kind of a statement about this very issue, because I'm calling it Improvisations for Expanded Piano, and it's really a culmination of my adult life working directly with trying to connect the acoustic and electric worlds, the jazz and the classical worlds, you name it, any kind of things that are thought of as opposite ends of the spectrum, but especially the issue of acoustic piano and synthesizer. I'm trying to show they're one instrument, that they can be melded in a very musical, and it's actually pretty orchestral, the way it turned out, way.
Okay, well, let me mention that you do have a gig coming up at Rocco up on Beverly Glen, and that's happening next Thursday, and we're going to be giving away some tickets and some signed CDs in a couple of minutes. Tell us about, that's next Thursday. Tell me about when the new record is coming out, please.
That won't be for another 3 or 4 months. It'll probably be March or April. Okay. But when you say next Thursday, it should be clear that it's the 9th. Mm-hmm. It's whatever some people would consider next Thursday.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
The week after this.
Okay, yeah, right, this coming Thursday.
Like me,
what will the label be for the new album, and have you picked a title for it yet?
Well, we have our own production company, so it's actually kind of our own thing, Metheny Group Productions,
Fantastic.
But it will be distributed by Warner Brothers.
Okay.
And I'm sorry, what was the second question?
I think that was actually, the name of it.
The name of the record.
Yeah.
It just says Lyle Mays Solo in big letters, and then in smaller type, Improvisations for Expanded Piano.
I see. Do you have, I remember you mentioning 4 songs, and we've done 4 songs now, so do you have another one, or we have the time if you have another one? Otherwise,
well, since we're running so late, that's all we had a chance to work
okay.
up.
Well, then I'm going to play something, I think I'm going to play something from Fictionary, and I think it's a piece, I was either going to play Where Are You From Today, or I'm going to play Bill Evans. I think I'm going to play Bill Evans because it just is so gorgeous and has a lot of that sense of space and everything that you're so great at.
Oh, thanks. Plus, Bill Evans is kind of where it starts and ends for me as far as jazz piano.
Okay, we're gonna go on from there. I'd like to thank all of you, Dave Carpenter, Peter Erskine, and Bob Sheppard. Welcome to the Basement Studios here.
Thanks, Tom.
What a great gig, and Lyle Mays. What can I say? I'll see you next Thursday. Thank you so much for coming in and playing for us today.
Well, thanks so much for giving us the opportunity both to play on your show and to be here, and also to help promote our gig. We're really enjoy this club up there, and I think people who haven't been there will find it's maybe one of the finest jazz clubs in the country in terms of its respect for the audience and respect for the musicians, and just a wonderful climate to listen to music.
Well, people, you better make your reservations early because the club is gonna fill up. It's not a real big place; it's an intimate space, and it's going to fill up. So we'll tell you more about that in a minute. Let's listen to Bill Evans from your last album, Fictionary.
My third solo album.
Which is, what is it, like 94, 93?
Well, I make a solo record every 6 or 7 years, whether I need to or not.
Yeah, I've told you that there are not enough of them. Okay, let's turn to that next. You're listening to Cafe LA here at 89.9 KCRW.